Hi all, today we are going to start a new course on machine learning. To start with, we can just go through an introduction to machine learning. So what is machine learning? So many of you might be knowing what is machine learning. In machine learning, machine learning is actually a subset of artificial intelligence. In machine learning, we are enabling a machine or a system to learn pattern. From the historical data, we are enabling a machine to learn some pattern and make decision for the future data. So that is, we are developing an algorithm that automatically improve their performance with experience. We are using the models. We are training machine learning models using our historical data, and using that training experience, we are applying that to the new input in the future. That is for prediction or classifications. So mainly machine learning algorithms are divided into supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning, and we can get more detail into different things. That is, first is supervised learning. So actually in supervised learning, that is, we have to predict the outcome based on historical data. That is, we have prediction of outcome is we have an output Y. Example of supervised learning is Amazon revenue in the next year, or in the next coming quarter or year or something like that. We are predicting the Amazon revenue or Flipkart revenue or Meesho revenue. That is, we have an outcome Y. That is revenue we can call it as output Y or outcome Y. So, and actually we know that the revenue of Amazon, that depends on actually many variables, right? Depending on many external and internal variables, that outcome of an Amazon revenue depends, and that is, we are writing it as Y, the revenue, that is a function of many internal and external variables, x1, x2, x3, that is a function of all these variables. So here Y is known as the outcome, or that is a dependent variable, that is dependent on, Y is dependent on what? X. X is an independent variable. Here we have many x, x1, x2, x3, etc. And Y is a dependent variable, and x1, x2, x3 are independent variables. There can be many factors, that is whether it's a festival season or not, whether it is that is any financial year ending or not, any month ending or not, something like that. All those factors, the amount of, where is a recession time, the amount of money each person have in their pocket, that also depends. That the Amazon revenue can always depend on all those factors. So such type of learning where we are predicting an output, that is known as supervised learning. Then the supervised learning, we can have three types of variables. We have seen Y is an independent variable, Y is a dependent variable, and x1, x2, etc. are independent variables. Okay, Y is a dependent variable, can write it completely, independent variables. And these variables can be of different types. That is, it can be continuous. Continuous means the variables can have numerical or decimal value. Okay, then it can be discrete. Discrete means count of something, how many, that is count of something, that is discrete variables. And it can be categorical variables, that is gender, male or female, color, some depending on the color, that is categorical variables. Then again, the supervised learning is divided into regression and classification. Regression means the outcome Y is a continuous variable, that is, it takes only numerical or decimal value. Okay, so that is, we can write the example as house price prediction. That is an example of regression. That is, house price, the output Y is continuous. Classification, that is, the output Y is either a particular category or discrete, that is yes or no, something like that. That is, Y is discrete or categorical, that is classification. Then the next, some important points on new supervised learning, that is done on label data. That is, we have output. Label data means it's having a particular label, it is having an output Y. Examples of supervised learning: email spam detection. So this is email spam detection is an example of classification, whether the email received by we received the email and that is spam or not. So the output can be yes or no, it's a spam or not. And house price prediction, that is regression. So just to summarize supervised learning, from historical data, we have a large amount of historical data, and f is equal to, sorry, we can write it as y is equal to a function of x1 x2. We can just take two variables. We are finding f from our historical data. That is machine learning model. We are training it and finding f using the historical data, and using this f we are predicting our y prediction, that is equal to a function of x1 and x2. Using this f we are predicting y. From where we are getting f? We are calculating it from the historical data, and using that f we are predicting y for our future data. And that is all about supervised learning. Then just a few basic concepts of unsupervised learning also. So here we don't have an outcome. So we can't say, if you do this unsupervised learning, we can't say there is an outcome. That is actually a recommendation. That means we don't have any way to check whether our algorithm worked smoothly or not. That means the efficiency of the algorithm, that cannot be measured instantly. That cannot be measured in a short term. That is, it works on business trends. So mainly unsupervised learning based on finding or creating groups. We can also call it as clustering. We are making groups and do unsupervised learning. Example is customer behavior. That means clustering. If you take the example of customer behavior, we can say age less than 18, then income, salaried people, business professionals. Like that we can categorize into different groups and work on that using unsupervised learning. The best example is customer behavior, that we can increase the customer behavior, but that's not a short-term goal. We have to wait. We have to wait at least 1 quarter, 1 year, or some minimum of 1 year or half year, 1 quarter, etc. We have to wait to get the results. That is, it cannot check the efficiency immediately, and it works on business trends. Okay, so that's all about the basics of supervised and unsupervised learning. So in the next video, we can have the further concepts of machine learning. Thank you.